Look up for cash, I gotta give me a beat. Get on the stage and let the hit drop. I seen the local hits flop. My talent's never a question, and out of town they steady screaming that my shit's hot. The radio will get pop. That's why I'm changing the station. Man, they only play the songs that's with the hit drop. They trying to keep the shit locked. So I'ma get up out of town with the gang and let my homies.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of The Thuggin Chef. Yeah, check this out. I got something real special planned for you today, but you gotta put your game face on for this, right? We're getting ready to do the shiitake mushroom and green pea risotto pancakes with some nice simply fried salmon and a little bit of lemon and chive butter sauce. I don't know. You know that's how we do it. Anyways, we'll find some vegetables off in here somewhere. Come on in. Come on, you know how we do it. As always, mi casa, su casa. Now we got everything in place here. Let's start off first with the risotto. So, I'm gonna go over here, get everything together. Now, risotto is not difficult. A lot of people think it's difficult. Here you go, this is how easy it is. I'm gonna start off with about a tablespoon of butter in there. Got a tablespoon of butter. Got some nice diced onions here. You know, throw those in there. Probably about a quarter cup. It's no problem. You're doing it with the Thuggin Chef. So we'll go ahead and we'll cook those down. Risotto. Yes. And you got to be real careful when you're cooking the risotto. You can't just be mashing it up and everything because it'll be all messed up. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it right. If you mess it all up, the rice kind of loses its integrity. You know what I'm saying? I know some of you cats out there is like, integrity, man. My cousin used to have a 98 integrity, man. You know what I'm saying? We used to roll in it. Yeah, dubs on it and everything. Anyways, I got my onions going nicely there. I can turn that up a little bit. Now you sweat that down. Now, to make risotto, you need arborio rice. So you can get that at any grocery store. You might want to write down how to spell arborio. You know what I'm saying? It's a special kind of rice. You can't just be putting Uncle Ben's. It ain't Uncle Ben's risotto, all right? You know what I'm saying? So I got my onions looking real nice there. It's kind of like, you know when you make a rice-a-roni? Remember you used to make the rice-a-roni and put the butter up in there and then you put the rice in without the water? Kind of like the same thing. So now I'm going to go ahead and put about a cup of my risotto in there. Now the trick, I got some nice chicken stock here. Notice I have my chicken stock turned up a little bit. You got to keep it nice and hot because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding the chicken stock gradually to the rice. So now let's go ahead. I got that turned up nicely there. Look at it. It's coming along nicely. Toasting it up. Oh yeah. So you want to do that probably for about a couple of minutes. It's smelling good already. Nice and toasty with the rice and the onions. I can't wait to eat. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good one. But you gotta have your game face on. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can't just make risotto. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with just a little bit of wine. Remember, don't drink the wine. Just a little bit. There we go. Just a little splash of wine. Oh wow, it's already coming together. A little splash of wine in there. Go ahead and burn that alcohol out. Remember, don't drink the wine, you know what I'm saying? You got some cats come over to your place, you can't even leave the Listerine out, you know what I'm saying? You're like, man, are you drinking my Listerine? Drinking a double shot of Listerine. That's messed up, man. Drink up all your liquor. Okay, now, I've got that going. Now I want to turn that down just a little bit, probably down to medium, and I'm going to start adding my chicken stock, just a little bit at a time. Watch this. Oh yeah. And you stir it in there, and it's nice. Turn it down just a little bit more. Now add a little bit more in there. Now I'll just let that go for a minute. Now I'll just keep doing it. See how it's coming together already? Risotto's got kind of a creaminess to it. Nice creamy texture. So you want to just let that cook a little bit. Let the alcohol come out of it. The chicken stop cooking there a little bit. Now what you want to do, let that go for a couple of minutes. And then you're going to add a little bit more stock, but I'll let that go for just a little bit more. Let some of the liquid go out. You see how some of the liquid came out? Now I'm going to put a little bit more in there. And keep just adding a little bit more. Just let it cook. Now what I want to do, I'll turn up a little bit more. You don't want it going too fast. You're burning it up. Risotto's always good though. You can't go wrong with it. And there's all kinds of things you can add to risotto. You know, you can add saffron, or you could add, you know, you can put your Parmesan cheese. You can put different types of cheese or whatever you want to put up in there. No problem. You can put a chitlin off in there if you wanted to. No, nobody chitlins. I don't know. Chitlin risotto? Who knows? Anyways, I got that going nicely. Now I'll add a little bit more chicken stock. Now, so what you'll do basically is you'll just keep doing that, keep adding the chicken stock, and at the end, we're gonna finish it with some Parmesan cheese, a little bit of salt and pepper, make sure it tastes good, and then we'll be ready to move on to the pancakes. All right, now we got the risotto done. Come check it out. I swear, I must have just been adding chicken stock. You just keep adding the chicken stock to it. Just keep adding it. You can't, this isn't one of those things you can go and sit down and play PlayStation with your homeboys or be watching Girls Gone Wild or whatever you're doing. You gotta stay and watch the risotto the whole time. You can't leave the kitchen, right? And you just keep stirring it until you get it right there. Nice, creamy consistency. Notice it absorbed all of the liquid. It's very nice. Now, the last thing you want to do, you can go ahead and take it off the heat, and you want to add some fresh Parmesan. Not that stuff in the can or whatever you're getting. Go ahead and put a nice little amount in there. Not too much though, because it'll start tasting a little bit bitter. So, there we go. I probably put about a quarter cup in there. Now, you want to mix that up. Get that Parmesan mixed in there nicely. So it'll melt in there. Maybe I want a little bit more. Why not? Okay, there we go. So, I got it mixed in there nicely. And the next thing we're gonna do is do our mushrooms, which we're gonna add in here. So, let's get that out of the way. But what I wanna do is I want my mixture to cool down a little bit before I start making my pancakes. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it to a different bowl. Okay. Actually, I want all of that. I'm very, 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 very hungry today. Okay. Now that looks like the perfect risotto. Okay, so what we're going to do next, let's go ahead and start working on our lemon and chive butter sauce so that can go ahead and concentrate and reduce down while we're doing our pancakes. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that up to high, get my skillet nice and hot, put a little bit of, about a tablespoon of butter up in there, and a little splash of olive oil. Why not? Just a little splash there. Not too much. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and chop up my shiitake mushrooms. Now I didn't have a whole lot of shiitake mushrooms, so I've got a couple of creminis and we're gonna mix those in there too. Why not? It's only truth. I've heard with every line I'm spitting when I'm letting loose. And that's the deal. I only know for keeping it real. When the cypher's going down, I'm the king of the hill. So, let's get back to my sauce here. I think that is getting nice and melted down there. Now what I have going here on the back is I had a little bit of extra scraps off of my salmon after I trimmed it, so I put it in here with some chicken stock, a couple of bay leaves, a few herbs. There you go, a nice little fish stock that I'm gonna hook up my sauce with. So, let's melt that down there, the butter.